Hi, I'm Ernest Ng. I'm the author of Covidball Z. In all my books, when I release a new book, there's always extra pages and extra chapters that is not I didn't post online. Mainly for two reasons. One of the reasons is that before I post it online, sometimes I feel the jalan cerita is a bit tak masuk akal and it's too stupid, you know. And sometimes I tend to veer off to be a bit too fictional.
Okay.
And because it is more or less like sometimes I still want to play with my own story.
Yeah.
To try to mix with, I'm trying to experiment to mix with the reality plus fictional aspects of the story. So I add all these chapters to make the story flow better and to have like a more centralized general story that hopefully it leads to an ending instead of just like random compilations of recent news and issues Okay, I'm not so sure if I can reveal this one yet because I was involved in a shoot for TV drama series. I cannot say the title yet.
Okay.
And yes, it does involve Datuk Rosham, and I will be in I'll have like a small role, small can say cameo. I'm not so sure if cameo you call it cameo, but like I'll be in a few episodes. It's a new drama series that is coming out. Yeah, but we shot all this before the lockdown. Thankfully, I managed to get it in to do it before the lockdown happened. Yeah, yes, it should be out soon, hopefully.
So within this couple of months?
I have no idea when it's coming out.
How did that come about? It's a Malay punya
Yes.
How did that come about?
I think it all began last year, before the first MCO, sometime in February, and I was approached by a production house to do this Malay drama series called Kampung Baru Daniel, which is already out. It was out during this year's Ramadan, and it was playing every morning so I got like the 5 AM slot, and I was one of the main leads for that drama series. And I think from there, they were looking for a Chinese actor who could speak Malay.
Okay.
For this project the one that beat Rosham. So then I think my name got pulled out. One of the crew mentioned me, and then they invited me to be part of that project
Did you ever see yourself as an actor before this?
Seriously, no. I because I've done so much YouTube and it's mostly a very casual kind of thing. Because I see myself more as a cartoon artist, a comic artist, and then doing the acting on the side is more like a hobby Because if you every day you draw at home, you get burnt out.
Yeah.
So I needed something to do on the side to try different creative avenues, and so that I don't feel very tired of the same thing over and over Here the thing is that I've been drawing since I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
So I've been drawing comics. I started drawing my first piece of comic I think when I was it 5 years old? I can't remember. Around between 5 to 12
Yeah.
And then I've been drawing comics a lot since I was a kid. So I remember when as a kid, my dad, in school, when they ask you apa cita-cita, what do you want to be, you have 1, 2 and 3. And I remember one of them was Pelukis comic. I always see Covidball as like an alternate universe of this planet, like the current dimension. The current universe that we're in there's a different alternate universe where the virus is an alien being, and I didn't want. I wanted to have these characters to have a life of its own, and they, to be their own people, although they are based on real people So then that's why I sort of like switched out the names to sound like their counterparts, but they are essentially cartoon characters all the way. Very like in the know, and they actually, then they are like, journalists and all that. So sometimes they share their articles that they have written, and then I will like check it, and usually I know they're legit journalists, so I say, okay, this is not fake news or what. And sometimes if someone shares something which I feel is a little a bit, I'm not so certain, I will actually go and like verify it. I will actually like contact my journalist friends and ask, hey, there's a rumor of this? Is it really going on? Because sometimes the news is not even out yet. So I actually have like journalist friends that I ask questions. But most of the time it's like, I'll just open Twitter and go to the trending page and what's trending now, and that's how I get my news sometimes. There's a couple now. I think Hanayo is the one of those that responds she responded very well. She even used that the modified name that I came up with her character. She even uses it now as part of her branding, and I'm very appreciative of that. Like, it shows that she supports it. Syed Saddiq, Mazlan, Mazlan, no, not Ahmad Mazlan, Mazli Malik, Mazlan pula, sorry. Mazli Malik, Mazli Malik, I had an opportunity to meet up with him. Lim Guan Eng.
Okay.
Lim Guan Eng also.
Mostly opposition.
Mostly oppositions, but the current government, I think some of them followed me on Twitter.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, but they didn't drop me any message or anything lah. Yeah.
Have you ever gotten in trouble for your comics? I mean, Covidball Z lah. I mean, it can be quite quite a contentious punya topic. You know, it can be a bit sensitive. But have you gotten in trouble, or are you worried that you might get into trouble soon?
Yeah, all the time. I'm always quite wary about the stuff that I put out, and I try to keep it as following the news as much as I can, instead of like straight up bashing. So that's how I kind of approach the topics differently. I don't just like take the news and twist it in my perspective. So I kind of like have to see it in both perspectives, and try to keep it as neutral as possible. At the same time, trying to keep the story going. So yes, sometimes it does veer here, it does veer there, but I try to keep it as neutral as possible lah. So far no trouble lah. Thankfully lah. Hopefully never lah.
But because that's not your intention.
No, it's not intention to
to insult anyone.
Yeah, to me it's insulting people. It's something that I don't want people to do to me as well. I mean, roasting is fine. You know, when you kena how do they say in BM, when you kena
kena bahan.
Kena bahan, yes, roasting lah, you know. And when you say you kena bahan, it's not like kena kutuk or kena ejek, right? It's something different, because when you kutuk or ejek someone, it's very they have ill intent. But when you bahan, it's all for a joke, correct? So it's roasting lah. So it's basically, if people roast me, I'm totally fine with it. So what I'm essentially doing is I'm kind of like roasting, but roasting lightly lah, you know.
So it's just a nudge.
Yeah, just a nudge on the topic that has happened lah.